the Taft Eagle Singers, accompanied by the Taft Eagles Marching Band, as they lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
There you go. The national anthem has been played, and we are ready to get things underway here in the Sears Center. As you were listening to the anthem and the starting lineups, you saw a new addition to the Sears Center Arena, a brand new scoreboard. It's unbelievable here. So for the fans that are in attendance, they'll be able to see some great replays and enjoy some great sponsorship on that. For those at home, you get to listen to me tonight. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather in the Chicagoland area, and if you're anywhere else in the world, I hope the weather's just as good over there. Here are the coaches tonight. As you see on your right-hand side, there's Everton, a former face here in Chicago. He's a player coach now for Cedar Rapids, and maybe the best coach in the league, Coach Armando Gamboa. He is a poker player. He doesn't show his hand ever. He has that poker face. He gets his boys ready to go. Coach Armando Gamboa. Hey, look at him pump these guys up. They're ready to go, and we're ready to go. Some great new uniforms also for the Mustangs. Walked in and saw the merchandise booth stocked with the new jersey. So if you come down to the Sears Center, be sure to grab your Chicago Mustangs gear and your new Chicago Mustangs jersey. As I stated in the intro, this is a great crowd that we have on hand tonight here for the Mustangs, watching Cedar Rapids take on your Mustangs. Both teams in their huddles, getting each other pumped up. This is a big day here for the Mustangs. It's their first game of the year. This is actually the second game of the year for Cedar Rapids. They played on October 29th against the Kansas City Comets and came out on top 5-3. People at home remember Kansas City is also the Missouri Comets. They've been very strong in any league they've been in for the past couple of years. So some would say an upset brewed up there in Cedar Rapids. There'll be a heavy test tonight for the Mustangs as we have some new faces coming in here for the Mustangs. One being in the starting lineup. That's Stefan Mijatovic playing on the defensive role, taking away Yosio Sandoval's spot. And Yosio Sandoval will be number 89 in the white for Cedar Rapids. Everton saying hi to some of his former teammates, giving him a hug, wishing him luck. Gordy Gerson down there as well. He's a familiar guy here in the Chicagoland area. Some of you may remember last year we had him up here doing a little broadcasting. It was a nice little added bonus to have a MASL player here giving his insight into the league. Brett Petrick is in goal, number 00 for Cedar Rapids, and obviously Jesus Flores, number 23. He is a very familiar face for the Mustangs and the MASL, one of the top goalies in the league, year in and year out. Here we go again. Your 2013-2014 Mustangs won the Ron Newman Cup in the PASL. Will they win the MASL Cup this year? We'll have to wait and see. But we start the new season, the 2016-2017 season, in a matter of seconds. Gordy Gerson already barking out instructions. They're ready to go. They've already had their one game that I told you about, so they're very familiar playing with each other, and we are ready to go. Pablo Del Silva, he just doesn't get off the field, Pablo Del Silva. He plays almost every second of the game. He's a solid player you're going to have to look out for. Tony Walls obviously likes to get under the skin of the Mustangs players. We've seen him many times in this arena give fits to the Mustangs. Stefan Mijatovic taking an early penalty, a little of early game jitters right there, you'd have to think. First chance here in the MASL. He is now a rookie for the Mustangs. We've seen Mustangs rookies take over this league. Now De Silva lets it go for Everton. Everton with the huge left foot. Mustangs fans already know, and also Cedar Rapids fans already know what Everton can bring with both the right and left foot. It's a cannon that he has, so you have to be careful because he'll set up on top of the arc and top of the yellow line here in the Sears Center and just let it rip. You cannot give him any room. A nice play here by Rojas. Rojas coming down, passes it off to Wheelo. Wheelo with the long locks. They're playing it out in the corner there, and Camarena couldn't put it in the back of the net. Wheelo Martinez, another star here. How many flips will we see from Wheelo Martinez tonight? Pee Wee Ortega, an unsung hero. He is a small guy, but he will not let you out-battle him ever. The Mustangs, you could tell they're excited. They got a nice little hop in their step tonight. Obviously, you're going to be a little nervous playing in front of your crowd in the first game of the year, but it's good to be back, and the Mustangs are having a good time tonight. Pichardo playing it in the corner, and first touch of the game for Yosio Sandoval. Once again, looking at Yosio Sandoval, it's just weird seeing him in another color. Hurwitz now getting tracked down by... That's number 5. That's Pee Wee Ortega.
Well, let me tell you one thing, Nick.
Oh, Norman coming through. He's taking a break from the Spanish broadcast. Norman, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing tonight, Nick?
Oh, I'm living the dream tonight. It's opening night.
It's opening night, and the crowd is into it. And just from the first few minutes of the game, you're definitely going to see a good game on both sides of the field because both teams are coming at each other. They're coming at each other, and they're going full throttle. So I think it's going to be a very exciting game. What do you think?
Well, there's two additions, one that came last year and one that came this year, that, I mean, all of MASL is talking about these two players. Bofo Bautista came in last year, had a great year, and now we have a new Mustangs player who also played for the Mexican national team, Alonso Sandoval, and you were talking to both of those players earlier in the locker rooms. What did they have to say about tonight, even though they're not playing?
Yeah, they're very excited to be here in Chicago, especially El Negro Sandoval, which, you know, he's used to playing the outdoor game, so this is going to be something totally new for him, and he's really looking forward to it. And obviously, we've had Bofo last year, and he came from the outdoor game, so he's really looking to Bofo for leadership here.
Now, I know both of them played in Mexico together, and they've had a lot of contact since. Do you think it will be a quicker adjustment period for Sandoval than it was for Bofo in the indoor game, since Bofo can kind of bounce some ideas off of him?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think Sandoval is definitely using him as a mentor. You know, they played back in 2004, so they're seeing each other at a later time in their career. And I think Bofo, as we were talking, Bofo had something to do with Sandoval being exposed to the indoor game.
It's nice that the Mustangs have those connections. probably better connections than anyone in the league to bring in high-powered names like this. Back to the play here. We have Camarena taking a shot that gets blocked away. And we were telling our viewers just a second ago about how Yosio Sandoval, who's not on the field right now, is now on Cedar Rapids. That hurts this Mustangs team for how great of a defender he was.
It definitely hurts the team, but they know how he plays. They know how he plays, which is a good thing. So I think he can be contained in this game.
Now we have Everton, another familiar face that we've seen here in the Sears Center many times, whether it be on another team or on our own team here for the Chicago Mustangs. He already showed his left foot off in the cannon that he has. Now he's working his big body in the corner. Jesus Flores jumping out like he does. Jesus Flores, he's the X factor, right, for the Mustangs, you'd have to think.
Oh, he's definitely the X factor. He's a key player on this team. One of the things that we do have that I do have to mention is that Cedar Rapids, this is their second game, and they won their first game. And last year they played the Mustangs here in Chicago and they lost, so they like to stick it to them this time.
And they beat Kansas City, and the comments are good. Norman, I'll let you go. I see that you have a guest up there. We'll let you get to your guest. It looks like Sandoval's in here. Yeah, it is Sandoval, so I know that your fans will want to hear him. Go ahead. Back to the action now as Sandoval just came up here to join the Spanish broadcast. Negro Sandoval coming all the way from Mexico here and playing pretty much in every Mexican team down there, notably Club America and Chivas Guadalajara. Now Taylor Bond with the head of steam, takes the right foot, he shoots, and the first goal of the season goes to Taylor Bond. He's getting the crowd pumped, and the Mustangs are excited. They come off the bench and jump on Bond. Nice shot by Bond there, putting it corner net right there.
Complete control of the ball. He knew exactly where he wanted to pull up that ball. First goal of the season, Mustangs up 1-0.
It's last year we were watching Taylor Bond, and he had a good start to the season, got injured with a back injury last year, and he even played with stitches in one of the games, I remember. And he would even tell you he had pretty much a down year. That is going to send him right to the spot where he wants to be.
Yeah, well, I think he just picked up where he ended, where he left off before that injury last year.
Right, and that's huge. A lot of people don't realize how much momentum you lose when you get injured. When you're a star like Taylor Bond is, and then you get injured and you kind of get down as a player, And that goal, to score the first goal of the season, I mean, it does wonders for you.
Definitely. And you know that this inspires the whole team. It's the first game of the season. They get the first goal, and it's inspiring for the whole team. You see the crowd get into it right now.
Now, we have some new additions to the roster, some that we said that weren't playing. Bofo tonight, obviously out of the lineup with lower back injury. So he had to take the night off, according to the trainers. But, like tonight, we had one new guy come into the starting lineup, Stefan Mijatovic. You'd have to assume he's taking Yosio Sandoval's spot. What have you seen just from body size and the way he was warming up earlier that you think he could bring to the team?
Well, I think he brings a lot of experience. He's got a lot of individual skills. He's a great communicator on the field, and it's a great addition for the Chicago Mustangs.
Yeah, I look up and down the lineup for the Mustangs, and we see a little more size than we have seen in years past. You have Stefan Mijatovic at 6'4", 220. Ephraim Beard, who's been around, he's at 6 foot, 225. Taylor Bond's obviously a big guy. You can look down this lineup. This is not a team that's going to be pushed around anymore.
No, definitely not. And one thing that we have to differentiate between the outdoor game and the indoor games, you do get knocked around a little bit more in the indoor game, So yeah, those bodies do help when you're playing indoor soccer, and it shows, because you see these guys every day in and day out. They get knocked around all the time, and they're getting up and they're running.
Well, coming out of the timeout here, Cedar Rapids would like to tie this game up right here as we have a free kick from the corner boards. There's a shot that misses near post by Tony Walls. Tony Walls, we know him very well here in the Sears Center. It seems like always he's getting underneath the skin of players, and here comes Taylor Bond playing it off the boards. Oh, man, that was super close right there. It looked like Rojas trying to get his foot to that ball and could not. Lucky right there for Cedar Rapids.
Very lucky, because Chicago's out here trying to break down that defense completely. They're inspired by that first goal. They got him on the ropes right now.
That Taylor Bond, he's really trying to prove a point. Just by his body language, he wants MVP of the league. Just from the first 2 shifts that he's had out there, he's been a threat, and I don't know if they have anyone that can match up with him.
Oh, no, and he wants to make up a little time for the time that he was out last year injured. So, like I said, he's come out inspired. He scored the first goal. He's playing like he's never played before.
And Taylor Bond, that was a nice play that he did there just to deflect that pass out of play. Another thing that Taylor Bond, he gets under your skin. He's not afraid to talk to you. He's not afraid to get in your face during a free kick. It's things like that, little things like that get under the skin of your opponent. They force the mistake, and we capitalize on something like that for the Mustangs.
Yeah.
Another great turnover, and the transition is stopped a little there by Taylor Bond as he plays it back, and we have a whistle behind the play. I guess there was a tug of the jersey by Everton. We're going to have a restart for the Mustangs. Not sure why the call was made, but the Mustangs will definitely take that.
And Taylor Bond just took a break, and we have a new player on. I don't know who that is yet, but we do have somebody new on the field.
We have Rojas out there, and we have Pichardo, Carlos Pichardo, another familiar face for the Mustangs. Now Everton passing it off, and off the post. It is right there for Gordy Gerson. Gordy Gerson had a wide open net, and he runs off the field shaking his head. That's a missed opportunity. And even even seeing this Mustangs team, even with the new guys, you don't want to make them. If you have an opportunity, you need to bury this shot right here. Mistakes against the Mustangs, you just can't have that.
You just can't have that. And one thing that we have to remember is that they're coming in from a win from last year. I mean, they've won their game yesterday. Last week against the Comets, and the Comets are the Central Division champs. They beat them 5-3, so they coming off a big win, and they want to continue rolling this.
Yeah, definitely an upset in that game. And here comes Bond again, streaking right down the middle, trying to get it to his left foot. Realized he had no time, so he just kicked that one with his right foot as he got that shot off. Nice save by Petrick right there. Petrick not been tested that much this early, but I can't blame him for the first goal. It's Taylor Bond coming in alone, and he fires that thing. Again, a great play by the Mustangs as they bring it upfield. Taylor Bond really looking to run and bring up that transition game. Another great play here to get a turnover. It's actually going back and forth. The great plays everywhere. Both teams trying to keep the ball in the zone here for Cedar Rapids.
Exactly. It's a pretty fast game so far. Right now each team is trying to dominate the opposite end of the field, but like you said before, they're going back and forth right now, back and forth. It's like a ping pong game.
Tony Walls right there. Not a lot of contact. He goes down. We know the type of game Tony Walls likes to play. He's a veteran player, and he gets those veteran calls. And that, I respect players that do that because they know what it takes to win games. They do the little things, and now look at this prime opportunity here for Cedar Rapids. The shot goes wide, and Taylor Bond just says, enough of this. I'm going to dump it. Let's reset. We have Santos now giving it to Everton. Everton, like a point guard in basketball, calling out a play. Let's see the movement that we have here. 4 guys close to midfield and 1 forward down in the arc for Cedar Rapids. That was a weird little play that they had there. You never really see 4 players at midfield and 1 forward down.
That definitely was a very strange play, but it seemed like Cedar Rapids was trying to tone down and slow down the game just a little bit more to see if they can sneak around that defense, because the Mustangs defense is doing a great job of blocking the shots and marking every man.
we definitely have learned the past few years, if you can slow the game against the Mustangs, you have an advantage. Obviously, the Mustangs got that first goal by using a little bit of transition offense and their speed. Now the possession game definitely leaning towards Cedar Rapids, and that's probably going to be a foul right there on Wheelo Martinez. Wheelo Martinez last year, I was very impressed with his defensive game. He was laying his body on the line, something that we didn't really see in the past, and he said, forget about all the skill making that I can do. Let me chip in a different way.
Oh, yeah, and like I said, hats off to Willow because he's not a big guy in stature. He's a small guy, but he can get in there and mix it up with the bigger guys.
Here's Stefan as he comes down. Stefan Mijatovic, like I said, a newcomer to this team, a big guy on the defensive end, looking to fill the void left behind by Yosio Sandoval. Sandoval has his opportunity to get the ball to his foot right now. He's going to play it down in the corner. Mijatovic with a nice little play. Now Vaca with the first touch of the game. Vaca, that's the first time we have been able to call his name, and there he is doing what he does best, hypnotizing you to bring in 3 defenders and doing a nice little back heel to the open man. Taylor Bond trying to leave it off for Beard. Beard couldn't get to it. Mijatovic did. Now Beard to Flores. Flores looking to Camarena. Camarena with a nice little pass there to Beard. Beard with an overlapping run. He's making his way to the middle, now making his way to the near side. Taylor Bond off the boards, and a nice play right there by Pachar.
And the Mustangs completely dominating the ball. They're communicating very well with each other. You know, they pass back and they're waiting for opportunities to strike that lethal blow.
Stefan Mijatovic having an opportunity to use his body there and get to a prime spot. Now Taylor Bond in the corner, playing where he likes to play, using his big frame as well. Ball is played back by Pichardo. And now Jesus Flores going back to Pichardo. Carlos Pichardo to the middle. Finds Camarena. Camarena finally having more of a defined role on this team. Past couple of years, he was like a secret weapon where they would come in and he'd score a sneaky goal. The other team would kind of shake their head in surprise, like, where'd this guy come from? But he's no secret anymore, and Coach Gamboa has to play him.
He's got to play him, and the rest of the league knows who he is, so they got to keep an eye on him because if they lose him for a second, it could be a fatal mistake.
I look at Alexis Camarena kind of like the Pee Wee Ortega on the offensive end. He's a small guy. Not a big muscular guy. He's pretty quick, not the fastest guy in the world though, but he's in the right places at the right time, just like Pee Wee Ortega.
Definitely. Yeah, you could probably categorize him like a stealth bomber. You don't see him, but when he strikes, you know it's struck.
Exactly. And he's such a quiet guy too. You go in the locker room, you'll see the music's blasting, guys are having a great time, and there's Camarena just hanging out.
Just hanging out. He's a good guy. He's a good on and off the field. On and off the field.
And that's something that, I think this league and just indoor soccer in general, it's been around it for a long time. The guys, you might not like them when they're on the field, the opponents, but after the game, they're quick to give you a handshake and a hug and help you out with that, whatever you really need. And the Mustangs, obviously, for the past few years, first-class organization. If we needed something, they're there for us. And even Tico said when he's on the road and when you're on the road with them, the away team's first-class organization. So that's a hat off to the MASL.
Oh, definitely. It's really a big family. It's a big family, and we all love each other. We all love each other. We respect each other as human beings and as players. And like I said, we're all here. Each team's trying to win, but off the field, they're good people.
Yeah, it's a great thing about this league, and you can see it. You gave me the attendance numbers before the game as De Silva plays it off. And here's the best chance for Cedar Rapids as it goes above the net. We'll get back to the info in 1 second as Everton takes a shot again with the left foot. And a great save by Jesus Flores. Hurwitz had a great opportunity. Didn't get everything he wanted on that shot. But Jesus Flores, once again,
Yep.
like a fish out of water, just doing whatever he can to keep that ball out.
And Cedar Rapids continues to just trying to chip away, see if they can tie this game. But like I said, the defense is right on them. It's making it very difficult. They have to work in very small spaces.
Everton now goes down, and now we have a foul. Dangerous ball, and the Mustangs are going to take possession. But going back to talking about the MASL, and you just look at the attendance numbers from year one to last year. Year one, 339 on the average, to last year, 2,500 on the average for fans. And, you know, that has to do with also away fans coming in to support, too. So the more support we get from the league as a whole, it's better for every organization in this league.
And you're absolutely right. You know, this sport is just continues to grow, especially in areas of the country like ours where it's cold in the winter. You know, there's snow. And if you're still a soccer fan, you can find top-notch soccer still in the Chicago area year-round.
Definitely. Now Taylor Bond with Wheelo Martinez. Wheelo Martinez looking for Camarena. Camarena getting the ball back to Wheelo as Wheelo was yelling for it. Now Wheelo playing it back to Beard. Stefan Mijatovic again with the ball at his feet, playing it to Beard. Now Wheelo.
A little push
Beard.
there on Willow.
Now Bond with an overlapping run from Camarena. Camarena with the shot that just misses near side. Now Wheelo that misses wide. Camarena again goes over the net. But there it is, Camarena once again. Nothing that he did that was with speed or anything like that. He just was in the right place at the right time, and he almost buried that near side.
And definitely that's the mark of a great player, when you know how to play the ball when you don't have the ball. Like you said, to be there at the right place at the right time, and that's what kills defenses.
The free kick here now with Alexis Camarena setting up. Most Mustangs players on the outside, but look for Taylor Bond to go back post. Wheelo Martinez, and he shoots that one into the net.
Yeah, and you know Willow, he wants his first goal tonight, don't you?
Oh, he wants those backflips. You know it for sure.
It definitely excites the crowds.
The Mustangs just all energy tonight with Taylor Bond. Taylor Bond nowhere to go there. Great defense, and the transition begins for Cedar Rapids. That is number 21, Patrick Kelly. Patrick Kelly, again, Alexis Camarena. Making a nice play on Kelly, and then Kelly committing the foul. Just the growth of Camarena. And that's, once again, that goes to Coach Armando Gamboa. I don't think there's been a player on the Mustangs that hasn't gotten better from year to year. There's always something new a player brings to the table.
Oh, definitely. And each player continues to grow with each passing season. You know, they just get better and better and better.
Ball played down, and that was Rojas right there that couldn't get to it.
About 22 seconds away from the end of this quarter. Chicago up 1-0.
Good start for the Mustangs, I would say, and really not a bad start either for Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids has done a good job. Maybe that one mistake of leaving Taylor Bond wide open, but other than that, nothing very glaring. A 1-0 game so far with 12 seconds to go. You got the countdown here inside the Sears Center, and once we hit to 0, we will be going to a commercial break. So we will be right back after a commercial break from Olin Media Technology.
I'm Bobby Luncharn from the Chicago Mustangs, the general manager. Go to our website, ChicagoMustangsPro.com, and you can order a shirt in any color with your logo from your foundation. And we'll be donating some of those proceeds back to your community. Thank you for following us at ChicagoMustangsPro.com and like us on Facebook.
And we're back here at the Sears Center. As you saw, the new member of the front office, Bobby Loncar, on the commercial there for our Mustangs. His son, Brandon Loncar, joined the team last year for the Mustangs. He has not had that much playing time tonight, but something that I did see last year in Brandon Loncar is that he's a player that does every little thing right. He really pays attention to detail. And once again, another guy in the locker room that just really wants to talk game plan. He's just in that locker room talking to each player, going over scouting reports of each player. He does not miss one thing, does Brandon Loncar. And he's like having another coach on the bench. Both teams still in their huddles, waiting for the second quarter to begin. We have a great crowd on hand and a great anthem tonight by the Taft High School, coming in with their choir and their marching band. That was a nice little touch.
Definitely a nice little touch. It was well worth the trip out here, to be here at the first game of the Mustangs of the 2016-17 season. We see the crowds, they're definitely into it. We see the flags in the corner, and we're excited. We're up 1-0, and we'll see if we can add a few more goals to this.
Another thing that's grown here for us, for the Mustangs and being fans in Chicago and announcers in Chicago, is every year now we've seen more local groups get involved. This is probably the most youth soccer groups I've seen here inside the Sears Center, along with the marching band. It's good to see the community and the Chicagoland area getting involved with the team here that is really all about family and community.
Oh, definitely. You see so many kids out here, you see so many families, and it's a very, very healthy environment to be here. Like I said, kids love soccer, and they get an opportunity to see these talented individuals play in the winter, when in other places you can't do that.
And it's affordable family fun too. Let's be honest, it's hard to go to a Blackhawks game, a Bulls game, and they are a part of the community as well. But these Mustang guys, they go out and they really make a deep connection with the community members. You see people wearing their jerseys, taking pictures with these players after the game, hugging them. And you get an opportunity to be really good friends with these guys, and that's worth it, just to come out and meet these players. And even if it's from Cedar Rapids, if you like a guy on the other team and you say, oh, I can get behind Everton, I like how he plays the game, he is more than willing to take a picture with you, sign an autograph, take 10 minutes out of his day to talk to you. And that's something that's so valuable for the fan. Here's an opportunity by Gordy Gerson. Gordy Gerson is just having a rough night out there. He just punched the boards in disgust. He's got to be, he's a great player. He's just got to calm down. He'll score a lot of goals this season, just hopefully not against us.
Yeah, he's got to bring it down a notch a little bit, because he's got to get out of his head and just play the game and not be frustrated. It's all part of the game.
And being a local boy too, with his parents and family and friends in town and watching this game, he wants to score at least a hat trick for them.
Yeah, he wants to score right here in front of this crowd. But like you were saying earlier, these players are definitely accessible. After the games, you can see players like El Bofo or Willow, and they're just out there with the crowd. They're talking to the kids, they're taking pictures and signing autographs. And like you said, this does mean a lot to them.
Everton now with the ball at his feet. Everton has had a couple of opportunities tonight to unload that left foot of his. It's just I almost feel like it's a matter of time just from seeing him play in this arena night in, night out. He scores 2 or 3 goals a game, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't think we've heard the last of him yet.
Oh, and Yosio Sandoval, who else to take that ball right off Taylor Bond's foot, that slide tackle. We look at Stefan Mijatovic as a rookie on this team, and he really has big shoes to fill. Every situation last year that had an important moment, Yosio Sandoval was on the field. And that void, I mean, I know the first touch that Stefan Mijatovic had tonight was a turnover, and I know he realizes what he has to fill, but he just has to, it's hard to be Yosio Sandoval. You just have to be you when you're out there. You can't recreate what he brings.
Oh, exactly. You just bring to the table your bag of goods, and you work with it, and you develop as a player, and you'll be fine. You'll definitely be fine.
A lot of athletes these days, they feel like when they're brought in as the replacement to a star of a team, they feel that they need to live up to that expectation. As long as you play a solid game, you'll be fine. Just like a play like that, he kicks it off to the boards and disrupts the cycle in the power play. That's something that you need to do. Bring what you bring. Don't bring what other players bring. Play your game. Exactly,
and don't try to force anything. Play your game and go with the flow of the game.
See, that something like that, that's first game jitters right there too. He's a local kid, and just he had a little more time than he thought, and he kicks it out of the play, and now it's on a restart on top of the arc, putting his team in a bad position. But once again, you can't fault the guy for being a rookie and in his first game at home, you know?
Right.
It shows a lot too. Coach Gamboa is keeping him out on the field. De Silva to Walls, excuse me, that was Santos that shot that ball that went over the crossbar. Now a shot, and Gordy Gerson puts it in the back of the net. There he is. Gordy Gerson had two great shots earlier and two great opportunities, and then he scores on one goal through Jesus Flores' legs.
Yeah, and he just snuck it in the corner, right in the right-hand corner. He hit the ball right where he was supposed to hit it, and it really, like I said, I didn't think that ball was going to go in myself, but it went in. Well-placed ball.
You know that Jesus Flores is not liking that goal that he just gave up. That's unlike Jesus Flores right there. But, you know, something that we've seen throughout the years as well is how mentally tough Jesus Flores is. If he gives up a goal that's questionable, he comes up with 3 or 4 saves that we look back on at the end of the game and talk about how Jesus Flores actually saved the game for the Mustangs.
Well, let me tell you, Jesus Flores, he takes these goals personally. This is personal for him. So you know that he already plays at a high level, so he's going to continue upping his game.
Oh, and I don't know about that call. That looked like it was a nice little play by Rojas right there.
A little questionable.
Here comes Vaca. He's going to play it off to Pichardo. Pichardo misses near side. Now here comes Pee Wee Ortega on the far side in the corner. He has 3 defenders on him in a great outnumbered situation right there for Cedar Rapids. Good play by Pichardo as he took the ball right away from Ango Ruiz.
Obviously, Chicago's trying to set the tone of the game right now. 1-1 tie. Trying to pressure over there on trying to pressure that offense.
Now, again with the Mustangs, Vaca. Vaca, always a pass-first player. Like to see him shoot a little bit more. But here comes another shot by the Mustangs, and that goes wide by Edwin Rojas. Now Yosio Sandoval has 2 of his former teammates on him, and Vaca takes the ball away. Now we have a scrum on the boards. Pee Wee Ortega takes the ball away. Rojas now, Osvaldo Rojas with a shot that gets blocked away by Brett Petrick.
Yeah, that was a great block. The Mustangs continue to knock at the door. They got they got Cedar Rapids on the ropes right now, and they want to see if they can come out with a goal.
Norman, I don't know how much last year you got to hear the broadcast on the English side while you were with Tico on the Spanish broadcast, but for the people at home, they know that in indoor soccer, we touched upon it a little bit earlier, talking about how big the Mustangs were. Here's a shot by Ephraim Beard that gets saved away by Petrick again. Petrick standing on his head right now for Cedar Rapids. He's been saving the game for the team right now. Now Wheelo. Oh, and he gets pushed down by Ruiz. Angel Ruiz committing the foul. But going back to last year, in indoor, I like a physical game. I want the refs to let these guys play. That's another part of the entertainment value that you get to see. Camarena takes a shot that goes near post and misses. Still in the offensive zone for the Mustangs, and Cedar Rapids trying to get it out, and they'll have an opportunity here, but Taylor Bond causes a turnover. Now Wheelo gets taken down, and it's going to be a free kick for the Mustangs. But the physical game, that's another thing that makes this game better than the outdoor game almost, because you can use your body a little bit more as long as the refs let it go. And if the refs let it go, I love it.
Definitely.
I mean, obviously there's a line in the sand. You can't just hip check someone into the boards. But
yeah, there's always a line in the sand. Like, this indoor game is definitely more physical, and that's what the fans like. That's what the fans like. You could not do things playing outdoor and get away with them the way you do here. But like I said, it's important that you do draw the line in the sand, because we always want to keep it safe and fun for everybody.
Exactly. Now Alexis Camarena with Wheelo Martinez. Camarena shoots, and another great save by Petrick. Petrick right now is doing a great job, and now we have another whistle. We have a free kick for the Mustangs.
Chicago continues to knock at the door. Petrick is doing a fantastic job of keeping that door shut.
Mijatovic now playing it back to Jesus Flores. Flores, one of the best goalies in the league, taking it up and handling the ball at midfield. Now, and as I say that, luckily that turnover doesn't cost the Mustangs, but he now plays it back to Stefan Mijatovic. Mijatovic now here, bringing it towards midfield. He's going to play it to Camarena. Camarena now with the ball at his feet, going to give it to Wheelo. Wheelo has Pichardo running on the far side. Wheelo takes a shot, doesn't get everything that he wanted on it, and now both teams will regroup. Wheelo putting some pressure on, trying to cause a turnover, and does. Oh, wow, that was a nice little play by Pee Wee Ortega to try to get it up to Wheelo. But once again, Petrick has been on point after giving up that goal earlier in the game to Taylor Bond.
Yeah, and Chicago has been really dominating the game in the last few minutes. I mean, Jesus is kind of just lounging in the back. That's what you want to be as a goalie. You don't want to have too many worries. And Chicago continues to knock on the door.
Pachar now. And there is a call right there, obstruction there, as Pachar was trying to get around Wheelo Martinez.
Well, it's amazing. Wheelo, this was a foul on Wheelo. Wheelo, I guess, got a little aggressive with him. But like you said, Wheelo has been getting hit quite a lot this game. He's been getting hit quite a lot. He's getting up and still playing.
I remember watching Wheelo Martinez play the first 2 years in the league, and he was a player that wouldn't want contact at all. He would shy away from the contact. But now it's just a different player. Now De Silva trying to center it. Couldn't, and a great play by the Mustangs as Pee Wee Ortega now has the ball at his feet. He gets pushed down, and here comes a card. That's a blue card. And then a great play by Pee Wee Ortega as he's running down the field. He cuts in front of De Silva, and then De Silva has no choice, and he pushes Ortega down, and that's a 2-minute power play for the Mustangs.
And obviously De Silva is not happy at all with that card. He gets to sit out for 2 minutes, and let's see if the Mustangs can make something out of this.
Honestly, I don't think he gets the card if he doesn't do the extra shove. If he just let Ortega go in front of him, I think their legs would have tangled up and they both would have went down. But for the Mustangs, this is a great opportunity to take the lead. Pee Wee Ortega with the turnover, and the carpet monster getting number 21, Patrick Kelly, as he was about to break away from Pee Wee Ortega. That's a huge break for the Mustangs. Now Ortega setting this up, giving it to Vaca. Vaca at the yellow line. Going to give it right back to Wheelo. Wheelo now looking at his options. He has Ortega at the top, doesn't want to give it to him, and turns it over to Patrick Kelly. Kelly dumps it down, and Jesus Flores out of his net to give it to Pee Wee Ortega. Ortega slowly making his way up to the yellow line, giving it to Vaca. Vaca to Bond. Bond back to Vaca. Vaca looking at his options. Fake passes, now gives it to Ortega. Ortega to Wheelo Martinez. Martinez going back to Vaca. Vaca to the center. Going to give it off to Ortega. Ortega with the fake shot. Back to Vaca. Vaca to the middle. And a great play there by Cedar Rapids to get it out for a second, but another great play by Ortega to keep it in. Wheelo Martinez trying to go back post to Taylor Bond. Can't, and now the race for the ball is on. Will Jesus Flores get there in time? He does. Now they have an opportunity to have a 5-on-3. And, oh, man, Flores playing a little game there with Kelly. Now Ortega.
I think Flores got in front of him, tried to, intimidate him a little bit.
He could have got a card for that, though, too, for getting in the way. Lucky he got out in time before the refs called the foul on that. Now Vaca going to Wheelo. Wheelo shoots wide. This is going to be a throw here. I believe it will be.
Well, Nick, so far this is a tight game, 1-1. It's difficult for both teams to score. They found it very difficult. Strong defenses on both ends. They've had both great opportunities to score.
Well, Cedar Rapids, we've played Cedar Rapids 3 times, and we've won 3 of those games. So Cedar Rapids has a little momentum coming off a big win against Kansas City. They'd like to take off the Central Division champs in 1 week and then actually finally get a win against the Mustangs in another week. That would be a huge start to a big season for the Rampage.
Especially for a team that they've never beaten before and at home. Great start.
Oh, man, that you don't see that happen too much. Great play by Jonathan Santos. And now we have a blue card going on Taylor Bond. And now we're starting to get a lot of blue cards here and a lot of fouls. That's definitely a blue card, don't get me wrong, but we have to let these guys play. We have to remember that this is the indoor game. We got to let these guys be a little bit physical to keep the pace and the flow of the game with us. If we get a replay on that, we'll be able to see a little bit better on the foul.
And one of the things that you have to be careful as a referee is that you can't define the game. You have to let the play and the players define what the game is. Obviously, you're there to make sure that everything, that people don't cross the line. But when you start defining the game, then it becomes a problem.
Here's the replay we had the replay. We'll see if we have it one more time. I think we're going to have it up here, the replay. Here it is. So it was a nice play. Yeah, Wheelo got in his way. This is going to be a very good angle. Yeah, he stuck out the knee right there, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely intentional.
I could see the blue card coming out there because the player had the ball away from him already, and it was away from the play. Usually if he has the ball and you take him down like that, we're probably not looking at a blue card. But that's a good call. That's a good call.
It's definitely a good call, and it was intentional. It was very obvious. Like I said, Wheelo has to just relax, play the game, and don't get caught up in the emotions.
We have a special guest coming up at halftime. We won't tell you who it is just yet. All I will say is you'll be excited, and maybe he'll bring the 90-degree weather here during the winter months. Well, as he's from a warm. He used to be from here, but now he lives in a state that would make all of us jealous because of the warm.
Oh, fantastic! Well, I can't wait till halftime to find out who this guy is. Hopefully, like you said, he did bring that warm weather back to us.
He is a Chicago staple, an indoor soccer staple from all around, starting with the Storm, the Rampage, Rockford Rampage, the Soul, every team that you can think of, and now the Mustangs. He's coming out to visit, and we'll have a nice chat with him. But back to the game with Everton with the ball at his feet, and this is a great opportunity and momentum to Cedar Rapids. Now Everton taking that shot. You can't give him any space, and that's a nice play right there by Mijatovic.
Okay, and Cedar Rapids just trying to change the balance of the game right now. It seems like they're slowing down the game a little bit, trying to place the ball in the right spots. And now Chicago's on the defense. Still have that power play. Cedar Rapids trying to capitalize on this.
We see new forwards up here on the kill. Edwin Rojas now out there with Pee Wee Ortega. Changing a little something up here on the penalty kill. Ball dumped down. Edwin Rojas. Oh, that's a dangerous play, but nice play by Pee Wee Ortega to shield off Dos Santos. And that ball is just going to get launched. And I don't think Pichardo was trying to do that. I think he was just trying to dump it in the corner. Now the ball is going to stay in the offensive zone for the Rapids. Rampage, I'm sorry.
Well, let's see. They're still trying to capitalize this on, they have one man extra on the field. And this is their opportunity right now to strike. Mustangs on the defense.
Santos with a lot of room right here. Trying to go back post, and he just missed Jonathan Pichar. Here's Everton again playing a little back and forth with Santos and De Silva at his left and right sides. Now De Silva. Once again, De Silva just doesn't seem to come off. And a great save on a shot from Everton. Everton, again, had too much room right there. But he plays in a tricky spot beyond that yellow line right there where you don't want to travel out there if you're a defender. But his shot is so hard that it doesn't matter where he's shooting from as he whiffs on that one.
Yeah, and I think they're looking to surprise the Mustangs with that.
Oh, Jesus Flores! And there it is. Jesus Flores is now back in the game. And we were saying there's going to be a time where we go and say, wow, Jesus Flores won us this game with that one save. Could that be the save, even though we still have a whole half to go?
Well, he's definitely proven himself right now because that was a great save that was going in.
We'll have to save that highlight for the end of the game as maybe the play of the game. Everton takes a shot, misses. Oh, Everton missing wide, and just a tap in there for Jonathan Santos, and Cedar Rapids fans cheering him on in the front row. As we look here, a nice little setup as Everton misses wide, and just a late reaction by Mijatovic. Oh, there you go. See Mijatovic, he didn't stay in the arc. He kind of traveled out, wandered off, left Santos wide open.
And Santos got a lucky bounce off that ball too, because it bounced off the wall and back into him.
Now the lead with Cedar Rapids, and now work needs to be done by the Mustangs. Tony Walls getting the ball taken away from him by Ephraim Beard and Alexis Camarena. Ball to midfield. Sandoval going to play it right back upfield to Patrick Kelly. Patrick Kelly trying to turn, finds Tony Walls. Tony Walls getting double teamed there on the boards, plays it back. Kelly leaving it, trying to find Angel Ruiz. Now Vaca giving it to Beard. Beard looking at his options. Playing it to Camarena. Camarena in midfield. Camarena to Mijatovic. Mijatovic getting bumped off by Tony Walls, and Tony Walls once again off the ball, getting a little physical, getting under the skin of the rookie. He's realizing the rookie's having a little bit of a rough go, and he said, why don't I just do a little bit more to get him a little upset?
That's what you want to do. You want to rattle the rookies because they don't have the experience.
Tony Walls is just one of those players that when you're playing against them, you absolutely dislike him. you just can't stand the guy. But then when he's on your team, you're the first one to hug him and pat him on the back and say, thanks, Tony.
You can only love a guy like that when he's on your team.
Now an opportunity for the Mustangs, and a goal! Oswaldo Rojas ties this game up, and we have a barn burner here in the Sears Center.
Great volley, great connection with the ball. He knew exactly where to put it. Exactly where to put it. And like I said, I know that the Mustangs did not go into the halftime, did not want to go into the halftime losing 2-1. It's 2-2 right now.
Brett Petrick, we've been praising him this whole game, and now he makes one mistake. Luckily, it's not that big of a mistake because it's only 2-2. He didn't give up the lead, but this game is now tied, and we are in a tug-of-war. No one really has momentum in this game. It's just going back and forth, back and forth.
Back and forth, and we're almost at halftime here.
Just a great night in the Sears Center. Can you ask for anything more here on opening night? Here comes Cedar Rapids with an opportunity. Shot blocked as Bobby Hurwitz was trying to get his shot on goal. Santos now with the ball. Excuse me, that's Wheelo Martinez. Wheelo Martinez has to be careful now. He's starting to rack up a lot of fouls, and you just don't want to get a yellow card just from these ticky-tack fouls.
Right, and you know the ref's got an eye on him now because, like you said, I mean, he just needs to get out of that mode and just play the game. But he got roughed up earlier in this game. He's been getting roughed up also.
Here comes Jonathan Santos, who's already scored a goal in this game, and a great save again by Jesus Flores on a deflection from Gordy Gerson. Here comes the counter attack for the Mustangs. Ortega up to Edwin Rojas. Rojas with a lot of space. He takes the ball, goes to the outside. Takes a shot, misses along the boards. Ball gets cleared out, and it's going to be a restart on top of the arc for the Mustangs.
Obviously, the Mustangs had a last-minute attack they were trying to capitalize on. They had Cedar Rapids a little bit on the run here.
Pee-wee Ortega out there.
It's a great opportunity for the Mustangs here.
Timeout by Ortega with 1:30 to go. 1:38, excuse me, to go in the second quarter. 2-2 right now. And now we're looking, here is Brandon Longcar, Douglas Dos Santos, and Loki Latowski out there warming up a little bit. Maybe we'll see them on the field and get their, well, Brandon Longcar has been on the field low-key just a little bit, but Dos Santos, who came in as one of those rookies last year and had a great year, he's out on the field getting warmed up now. Maybe we see him get an opportunity.
Yeah, like I said, there's only a minute and 38 seconds left, and maybe this is going to be one last push on behalf of the Mustangs here to see if they can take this game, score one more goal before the halftime. They're in a great scoring position right now. Crowd into it, huh?
Oh, they're really into it tonight. And how about the great addition to the Sears Center this year, the new scoreboard. I know last year there was a lot of problems with issues in time and highlights and replays, but this year we have a state-of-the-art, I mean, top-notch, really, if you think about it, scoreboard.
Top-notch. We need to have more people. We need to have people come here and look at this live because it's incredible. It's an incredible scoreboard we have here.
And we have to give out a shout-out to our neighbors now, too, the Windy City Bulls. Last night they played. And there's a shot and a goal as we get back to after the timeout. Wheelo Martinez. Unbelievable. Super quick right there on the restart. We didn't even realize, and here it is. Wow, what a shot right there by Wheelo. You can't even place that any better than he did.
Left-hand corner, goalie couldn't even get to it. It was a very difficult ball to get to.
You called it, Norman. You said, are we going to see the flip tonight? And there it is. He's about to throw out his T-shirt. Fans going crazy. Awesome goal by Wheelo Martinez to take the lead with 1:36 left in the second quarter. Now momentum is definitely on the Mustang side.
And this is exactly what the Mustangs wanted and needed.
Before that goal, I was saying how you got to give some thanks to the Windy City Bulls. As I was here last night at the game, I heard people actually talking about the Chicago Mustangs and how interested they were to come out and see something in indoor soccer, something that it's still fairly a secret. And people were talking about it, and that's a good thing for our game also. And maybe they're going to want to come see this team because the excitement level in here is unmatched.
Well, Nick, that just tells me one thing, is that the word is getting out that the Mustangs are here, and they're here to stay.
Yes, that is for sure. So under a minute left, Jesus Flores with the ball at his feet. He's going to dump it, try for, Jesus Flores, and, Jesus Flores dumping it down. Bet Pritrick just tipping it out in a dangerous area, and the Mustangs almost capitalizing. And now this is where we feel the energy from the field come all the way up here. We see the swagger in the Mustangs now. After going down a goal, they've had 2 unanswered and probably going to take the lead into halftime.
And they're feeling very, very confident. You can feel the confidence right up here on the booth. And this is exactly what the Mustangs needed. They got the crowd back into it.
Gordy Gerson trying to get something going with 10 seconds to go. There's a foul, and now we're at 9.9 seconds. We're going to have a restart. This is probably going to take us into halftime. There's one opportunity for a header or maybe a quick volley here. Taylor Bond, a great shot from a hard opportunity, or from a hard position, and Petrick right there with the save. We go to halftime with your Mustangs up 3-2. Norman, your key. What was your key there for the Mustangs to take the lead? What do you think stood out most in that first half?
Well, they just continued pressuring. They communicated well. They worked very well in the small spaces, and they moved the ball. They didn't lose any heart. I know that the game got a little rough there, but they're still on top of it. I'll get your keys for both teams for the second half once we get closer to the second half. But for now, we were going to bring in our halftime entertainment all the way from Reno, Nevada, Mr. Dave Races. Dave, it's good to see you again. DJ, Captain, Chaos. It's just indoor soccer and you. I mean, is there anything better?
No, there's not, especially in the city of Chicago and northern Illinois. Since 2004, when the Chicago Storm came about, we had a ton of fans at UIC, and since that day, I've loved this sport with all my heart.
You've seen, like you said, since 2004, the Storm all the way to the Mustangs, and every time you're in town, you come out to a Mustangs game. The Mustangs have been around almost longer than all those teams combined, almost, if you think about it. What do you see from this Mustangs organization, the dedication, the team that they put on the field that's been so different than these other teams that we've seen in the past?
Well, you know what? I think every team tried to scout local talent and put that on the field, and sometimes it just didn't work out, whereas the Mustangs have tapped into not just the regular local market, but also getting all these Hispanic players who are playing their hearts out on this field and showing that we are going to be the cream of the crop of the MASL this year. And be it the past couple years, we were pretty good, but this year I feel that Jesus Flores, especially in net, this guy's showing you don't have to be that known name to be the world-class goalie within the sport, because he's showing it us today with all his saves.
And you're out all the way on the West Coast, and you go to all these indoor games out there,
Sure.
and you hear about these Mustang players at those local games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The word is spreading about Bofo, about even Wheelo Martinez. It's amazing what Coach Gamboa has done with this organization. That when the Storm was around, not a lot of people were knowing about Andy Rosenband. You know what I mean?
That's
so
true.
What are other people and other teams saying when you visit to watch the Mustangs play on the road?
Well, you know what? Be it past few years when Sacramento had a team, or now in Turlock, same with Tacoma. Everybody, not just about Bofo last year, but about Wheelo. The whole league is enamored with what kind of superstar Wheelo has become on this Chicago Mustangs team. And then again, like I said, with Flores in net, we have two of, I would say, at least the top 15 or top 20 players in this whole entire league on this team. And, it would be great, the great crowd tonight, and it'll probably get better. But the rest of the league has been on notice that this team's going to be great.
Well, this is an outsider's perspective. It's weird saying outsider's perspective now for how many years you've been associated with indoor soccer in the Chicagoland area. But, I wanted to bring you up here too because you're an advocate for something new that's going on in Reno, and I feel like it's something that needs to be heard for the outdoor game. It's coming up by storm, and it's Reno 1868 FC. What can you tell us about this team?
All right, so Reno 1868 FC. We're going to be playing in the USL. We're going to be an expansion team this year alongside, same league where Sacramento Republic's playing, or St. Louis FC, affiliate of the Chicago Fire. And we're going to start in March. We've already hosted 2 exhibition games at our place between Sacramento and Liverpool under 21s. And then against Real Monarchs, who's Salt Lake City's minor league team. We're going to be playing in a baseball stadium, but it's going to be first class. We have amazing field manager doing everything, and the whole city is excited for this. We've been announced for over a year. They came to us, the Battleborn Brigade. We're the supporters group for Reno 1868, and we actually picked out the badge and the jerseys and the name of the team. And I love that grassroots effort that team and that city has taken. And it seems to be that in the USL and NASL, and same with MASL, they're looking toward the fan. They want to know what product they need on the field and how they want it from the ground up, and it's working. It's the best thing right now happening in U.S. soccer.
Well, I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. Portland Timbers played they play in a former baseball stadium, I think, and it's worked out well for them. And the way their local support happened with almost like a grassroots type thing as well there, it's almost a carbon copy of what you guys are doing in Reno, almost.
Sure. I mean, the Timbers were around for a longer, right. And they had, but when they were in the, lower league, they didn't have that many fans.
Exactly.
But all of a sudden, overnight, with them, and same you could say with, Seattle, even though they're not in a baseball stadium, but those two teams took off, and everything in the West Coast, even San Francisco is going to have a team this year as well, and everything's just budding out in the West Coast.
Now, you were saying how you guys had a grassroots effort. What was your role in that? Were you one of the leaders, or did you hear someone talk about this and you joined on? Because I know from the Storm era, you were always trying to push for new ideas, trying to get people out to the Captain Chaos crew, the Wild
Absolutely.
Boys.
Yeah.
So was that your idea or a group of your friends? Who came up with this idea?
So when it was announced that we were going to have a USL franchise, day one, I actually started a Facebook group, just put Reno USL supporters, and people started joining. Within the first 2 days, we already had over 200 people as part of the supporters group, and now we're almost about to hit 600. So it's amazing, and I know opening day will be sold out, and we'll have a ton of supporters out there.
And the last question we have for you, Captain Chaos. Oh, I think we're getting called off here. We're going to highlights. We're actually gonna go on break. So if we can have you stick around for after break, because we have one more question for you.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
I'm Bobby Luncharn from the Chicago Mustangs, the general manager. Go to our website, ChicagoMustangsPro.com, and you can order a shirt in any color with your logo from your foundation. And we'll be donating some of those proceeds back to your community. Thank you for following us at ChicagoMustangsPro.com and like us on Facebook.
And we're back here as Taft High School is doing their halftime performance as they would do at any of their football games. But we have one more question for Mr. David Race's Captain Chaos, and that's what we're going to end with, is Captain Chaos. Is Captain Chaos going to come out of retirement or his hiatus? Is he going to come back to life, or are those days done?
You know what? That is actually a good question. You know, no longer will I be able to say when I was doing it for the Chicago Fire, wear a fire helmet, Captain Chaos was mainly an indoor thing, but we'll see. I'll be loud. I'll have my big bass drum in Reno, and we'll see if Captain Chaos will come out of hiatus out there.
Hey, if I'm going to Reno, I'm putting my money on Captain Chaos coming back out. I think the odds are in my favor. David Races, thanks for coming out tonight. It's much appreciated, I know, from the Mustang organization that you'd come out and support the local teams as you always do. You know you're always welcome in the Sears Center or wherever indoor soccer takes us here in Chicago. Thanks for visiting and have a safe trip home.
Thank you, Nick, and vamos los Mustangs.
As we go to halftime, we are going to take a little break into highlights.
I'm Bobby Luncharn from the Chicago Mustangs, the general manager. Go to our website, ChicagoMustangsPro.com, and you can order a shirt in any color with your logo from your foundation. And we'll be donating some of those proceeds back to your community. Thank you for following us at ChicagoMustangsPro.com and like us on Facebook.
And we're back here with the highlights of the first half as your Mustangs lead 3-2. Crowd unbelievable tonight. Great support for the Mustangs. This is the best home opener that we have had here in the Sears Center. I can't stop pointing to the fact that this team has grown into something unbelievable, and the numbers, I mean, they say numbers don't lie, and I'm looking at them, and they really don't. First year of the Mustangs playing in the Grand Sports Arena, a small little venue, a true home field advantage, I will say, as they played on a smaller field than most other teams had in the league. But we looked at an attendance of 339 on average. It's about 340 people on average in 2012, 2013, and to grow to 2,500 in 2015, 2016. I mean, if you tell me numbers lie, then yeah, I guess that's what you got to say. But these numbers that I'm looking at right now are concrete numbers, and this is unbelievable. It's like a movement. And Coach Armando Gamboa, you have to tip his cap, or tip your cap to him for making indoor soccer in Chicago relevant again. This is something that we've been wanting for a long time. We had a supporter just then here at halftime, David Races. Yes, Captain Chaos joined us here at halftime. He talked about the Storm era, the Rockford Rampage, the Chicago Soul, something that wasn't able to sustain inside the Sears Center here has started to grow and blossom into a bigger thing, and that's indoor soccer, and that has to do with coach and owner Armando Gamboa. Back in 2013, a little history for you here, 2013-2014, the Chicago Mustangs had their best year ever, 16-0 in the PASL. They won the Ron Newman Cup, and they also won the U.S. Open Championship. And in that year, they averaged 780 people per game in a championship year. And after that, it really took off. I love looking at these numbers. And tonight, we're looking close to 3,000 people, pushing maybe 3,500 here tonight in the Sears Center. And this is just a great job. You look around, you see local soccer teams, local jerseys from other teams all around the Chicagoland area, and that's a credit to Ray Kincaid also bringing in the people here to sell tickets, to bring awareness to a team that does a lot for the community in the Chicagoland area. And right now, we're looking at some highlights of the second half. And as we are looking at those highlights, you may hear some marching band music coming from the field, and that's because we have Taft High School from Chicago coming out here and performing for us a nice little halftime marching band presentation from Taft High School. Our supporter section this year, not behind the benches. They're actually in the corner closer to the netting area this year. I forgot to mention them. They deserve a lot of credit for bringing their drums, their noisemakers, their flags inside of the Sears Center. They are looking great this year with all their new merchandise on there, as well as you see the Mustangs here in these highlights have new jerseys that are just beautiful jerseys. We have a couple new players here this year that are looking to step in and fill in some big shoes. We've been saying Stefan Mijatovic's name a lot tonight. He's been on the field and doing a fairly decent job tonight in his first game for the Mustangs. We have Alfonso Negro Sandoval. Can you say hi to our American fans out there, the English fans?
Que diga algo a la gente ahí en inglés, a los
a la afición, que esperemos llenar el Sears Center ganando más partidos, y el objetivo de este equipo es llenar esta arena y ser un equipo de los primeros lugares ganando en casa cada 15 días.
Thank you. There you go. That is your new player, Alfonso Negro Sandoval. He is well known in Mexico for his great play. He also played with Bofo back in 2004. He's played for Chivas Guadalajara and Club America. You name it, he's played there in Mexico, and he's a star. And when he gets on the field with Bofo, you're going to see a lot of fireworks. These two are very familiar with each other. Bofo tonight is not playing due to a back injury. He was a last-minute scratch in tonight's game. The trainers would not let him go, even though he was adamant to get out there in the home opener. Bofo, you know how he is. He's a guy that will stick up for his teammates, stand up for the fans, and get you going. And now that he has his partner here in Sandoval from back in the day, you know they're looking to make those fireworks from 2004 happen here in 2016 and 2017. Earlier in the night, I was talking to Tico. Tico, as you know, has the Spanish broadcast, and he was talking to me about all the Mexican players that we have on our team, and most of them from Guadalajara. And we were laughing, saying that all the players, obviously they're sending the link to their family down in Mexico, but all of Guadalajara is definitely watching this game tonight. As you know, we have probably 50% at least of the roster from Guadalajara. So you know a big shout out has to be out there for Guadalajara, Mexico, and I will send one out to them too. Thanks for watching tonight. I hope your Mustangs, your adopted Chicago team Mustangs, are doing you proud down there in Guadalajara and other parts of Mexico, and everyone here in the United States that are watching on Go Live with Olin Technology Media, helping us out tonight. As always, Enrique doing a great job here tonight. Had to get everything set up from last night, the Windy City Bulls game. Windy City Bulls had to get all their equipment out. Enrique had to get all of his equipment in, and he did a great job doing so tonight with him and his crew. As we wait for the second half and third quarter to begin, all the instruments are off from the marching band. Players are on the field, the refs talking to the coaches. You know the Sears Center is ready to erupt for a couple more goals for their Mustangs. There's one of the local soccer teams that we were talking about earlier. They're happy to be in the arena. They were on the field and acknowledged. But now it's time for the professionals to do what they do best, and that's get to the game at hand. Vaca again with a nice little play. Here goes Vaca. Vaca with a shot, misses wide. As I just looked over to the Spanish broadcast and I see Sandoval, and I look at his haircut, he actually has Mustangs in his hair, in his haircut, which is pretty fancy actually, I must say. Or it might just say Stangs, but still, I just noticed that, and that's dedication right there. So now we are back with the second half action, like I was telling you. 3-2, Chicago Mustangs lead Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids fans have to be super excited with the start from their team. Even though they are down 1 goal this season, they already are 1-0, beating a powerful team in Kansas City. Now Pee Wee Ortega with the ball. He's going to try to find Vaca in the corner. Vaca controls it. He has an opportunity to spin up to the yellow line, and does. Looks for Pichardo. Pichardo near midfield, going to give it to Mijatovic. Mijatovic playing it to Bond. Bond has a goal already, trying to get an assist now to Camarena. Camarena can't control it, but now Wheelo gets in there, takes it away from Sandoval. Now the counter attack. It's a 3-on-3. Now the numbers are back for the Mustangs, and a reset. Sandoval not having that big of a prominent role right now for Cedar Rapids. That's how deep they are on defense, that they can actually roll out Sandoval on their second unit. Now you start hearing the drums, and Vaca gets tossed down to the ground, and that's a foul. Bobby Hurwitz on the foul, Vaca on the ground. Looks like Jesus Flores is going to restart this here for the Mustangs. Mijatovic playing it back to Flores. Flores trying to find Bond. Bond trying to leave it off for Wheelo, and does. Wheelo trying to dance to the middle, and he shoots, and he scores! Wheelo Martinez with the flip and a goal! 4-2, your Mustangs lead. The crowd is going crazy, and Sandoval even cheering on his mates all the way up here from the top of the Sears Center. Norman back with us after a little break. You came in at the right time. 4-2 Mustangs.
And Willow has struck again. He pulled it with his left foot. He kicked it in with his right. Fantastic. Willow's inspired. We knew he wanted goals, and he's got 2 already.
Last year, Wheelo, I believe, was the team leader in goals, which is no surprise there. We have the game notes right here that will tell us where he was. I know he led the team in points, and there's Douglas Dos Santos getting his first shift in this whole game. And yep, Martinez had 21 goals last year, tied for the team league in 46 points, and he had 107 shots. So you know you're going to get a lot of shots, high volume, high reward for Wheelo Martinez.
Definitely. So the first half ended with a Willow goal, and the second half starts with a Willow goal.
That's like a good omen right there.
You know he's pumped up now.
Now it's a key for Cedar Rapids just to stay within themselves. 2 goals is really not that much in an indoor game. So you have an opportunity, you're in striking distance, you still have a lot of time. No need to panic, stick with your game plan.
And those are very, very wise words here. You know, there's still a lot of soccer to be played. You know, it's not over.
I was just telling the viewers as you were stepping aside for a second, Sandoval has not been on the field that much, Yoshio Sandoval, for Cedar Rapids, and that's how deep this Cedar Rapids team is on defense. That you could just roll him out as a second unit guy says a lot, and that's another reason why you shouldn't worry being down 4-2.
Exactly, they do, and you're absolutely right about that. They do have a very, very deep defense. You know, this is just the start of the second half. We still got a lot of ball to play, and you know, you can't count these guys out yet.
This Cedar Rapids team is definitely, you know, a lot deeper than it has been in years past. Another guy that we haven't said his name a lot, and he's been on the official lineup, is John Greenfield. He played a lot last year on the defensive end as well. He has a lot of MASL minutes, and he hasn't played a prominent role in this game. I wonder if he gets out here in the second half. A shot by Ephraim Beard that misses near side, and De Silva gonna play it up to Ruiz. Now Pee Wee Ortega trying to get the ball away from Ruiz. Ruiz spins out. He's getting double teamed there in the middle of the field. Finds a way to play that ball up. A nice little play there by Cedar Rapids. Here's a goal scorer from the first half, and that's Jonathan Santos. Pass it off to Kelly, and there it is. I told you not to panic, Cedar Rapids fans, because it just takes 1 goal to get some momentum, and a nice shot right there by Patrick Kelly to bring it in to 1-goal deficit.
It's a beautiful shot. He just punched it in the right-hand corner. Jesus was not able to reach it. It was, by the time he saw that ball, it was already passed in the net.
That was a nice shot right there. That's one of those shots, as you see right here, as it's coming at you. He didn't really use any power right there. A lot of finesse on that shot just to place it exactly where he wanted. Found top corner, far side. Now Mustangs trying to respond with Taylor Bond in the corner. Bond has been quiet after his first goal. He turns it over, and Everton gonna just dump it downfield, trying to get Kelly down there. Kelly can't get there in time. Jesus Flores trying to find Wheelo. Can't, and a nice play by Greenfield. Greenfield now on the field. After talking about him for about 10 seconds, he gets on the field.
Let's see what he can do right now. He's excited to be there. He's looking around. He's waiting to do that, make that run.
Patrick, great, wow, Patrick way beyond midfield finding Everton. Everton gonna find Hurwitz. Hurwitz has had a couple opportunities in this game as well. Now Everton with Wheelo defending. And a nice play by Camarena. Camarena gonna go downfield. Oh, and what a save by Patrick as he just headed that ball away.
Very, very dangerous play on the part of the Mustangs. They almost got a beautiful goal there. They just got a lucky break.
Wow, that was close. And once again, it's Alexis Camarena being in the right spot at the right time.
Very, very good point. And we do have number 17 for Cedar Rapids, Jamal Beasley, and I'll leave it out there if anybody can recognize that last name.
And that's another veteran right there of the indoor game that hasn't been out there very much for Cedar Rapids. I don't know if they're just saving some of these guys for the second half or not, but I was shocked not to see Beasley, and that's a good point out by you there, Norman. that he was on the field. We have not seen him at all tonight.
Yeah, first time on the field. Famous last name.
Nice save by Jesus Flores on Everton. And now Mijatovic with the ball at his feet. And he gets taken down with, and then, okay.
Okay,
when you got to do a little bit better job if you're the referee to get out of the way on that one. I know he was trying to play advantage, and we had the advantage, and then he got in our way.
Yeah, that's why it's very important. One of the things that people don't really realize is that you do have to be in shape to be a ref. You have to be quick. You have to run almost like a player, pretty much.
That's actually a nice little break right there for Cedar Rapids that the referee actually got in the way to stop that rush by the Mustangs. Now an opportunity by Gordy Gerson as he misses the net again. When he has a prime opportunity, he just misses the net. And then when he had an opportunity earlier in the first half, he takes a weak shot and it somehow goes in. I don't know what's going up with Gordy Gerson tonight.
Just luck of the draw at this point right now.
Dos Santos with a nice play as he plays it up to, that's number 19, Carlos Avina. Carlos Avina getting action tonight for the first time. Now, that's Brandon Loncar. You've seen him once or twice tonight wearing number 99, the great one. We can nickname him the great one.
The great one indeed.
The MLS or the MASL style of the great one, Brandon Loncar. Ephraim Beard now with the ball at his feet. He plays it to Jesus Flores. Jesus Flores to Vaca. Miguel Vaca up in midfield. Nice little play. Slide tackling into each other. I don't know how that works out for Cedar Rapids. They're trying to take their own guys out.
But one thing that I'm noticing in this second half, there seems to be a little bit more contact going on between both
Vaca
teams.
Here at the yellow line, he waits. He leaves it off for Pee-wee. Rojas gets called for a foul on the push with 7:46 to go in the third quarter. As we were wrapping up the halftime show, I got a second to really talk to Captain Chaos, Dave Races, and he was down at the merchandise booth and obviously watching the game too, and he is he's just stunned with how great these Mustang jerseys are. And we have Sandoval standing right next to us right now, and you see these jerseys and the attention to detail with the Chicago flag on there, the Mustangs logo. Unbelievable jerseys. I mean, they're probably flying off the shelf. He said there's only a couple of them down there actually. When he went, he was going, after he was done talking to us, he was going down there to buy one of the jerseys. But great job by the Chicago Mustangs team to design some beautiful jerseys.
Yeah, it's definitely a must get. It stands out. You know, it's a black jersey, beautiful. The logo on it is just fantastic.
Nice save there by Petrick. Edwin Rojas down to Taylor Bond. Taylor Bond going to give it to Pichardo. Pichardo trying to volley it. Does, and it gets deflected out of play.
Yeah, obviously Chicago trying to dominate this second half of the game right now. You know, they're up 4-3. Obviously they're trying to make something more happen.
So we have a thank you to the veterans right now, and they definitely deserve a standing ovation for everything they do to protect a country that we have here that is an honor to live in. A lot of people would give a lot. Some have even given their lives to get their families here. And it's thanks to these veterans here and the active military that are out there today and in the future, the ones that are waiting to get their name called. We'd like to thank you tonight and this whole weekend. You know, you just don't deserve a day. Every day is Veterans Day, and thank you for what you do. It's really important to us up here.
And I just want to call out anybody out there who does know a veteran, thank a veteran, because they uphold, you know, what we believe in. And they've put their lives at risk for us, and we just celebrated a wonderful Veterans Day. We're all here, we're having a good time, and we cannot forget our veterans because they play a very, very important role in the American way of life. And you're absolutely right. Always thank a veteran. Always thank a veteran.
It's probably the most selfless thing that you could do is take your life and put it on the line for millions of people so we can live our life free and do things that we want to do. So thank you for that. We will always be thankful for what you do. So once again, like I said, today is not Veterans Day. Every day is Veterans Day. So once again, thanks. And whenever you want to come out to a Mustangs game, we'll be sure to say hi to you, give you a shout out, because it's the least we can do. Now back to the action. We have Pee Wee Ortega down in the back of the play. A nice little tackle there by the defense of Cedar Rapids. Sandoval trying to find Everton. Couldn't, but Sandoval still gets the ball on his foot. Now look at Pee Wee Ortega. There he is again. He just doing little things like that just aggravates the team so much, because usually they back off at midfield. Pee Wee Ortega is just running around causing havoc all over the field. I just love the way he plays.
And you can definitely feel his presence. Definitely feel his presence on the field.
And that's hard to say for a guy that's here. His official height is 5'6". So to feel the presence of a guy that's 5'6" and 140 pounds, that's saying a lot about what Pee Wee Ortega brings to this team.
And it's not just the presence, but it's also the talent behind all that.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Skills that he's got.
Oh, and the personality and the connection that he has with fans. He's one of the few guys on this team that brings that Spanish-speaking language ability and English-speaking ability to connect with both sides of the fan base. That brings everyone together.
What he's actually doing is he's connecting two cultures.
Exactly.
Connecting two cultures, two soccer-loving cultures.
Exactly. We could bring Pee Wee Ortega up here, and he'll be able to give you a solid 10 minutes of the English broadcast and a solid 10 minutes of the Spanish broadcast, and that's why he's so likable among fans.
He's got a lot of talent. Man with a lot of talent on and off the field.
And I would like to give a huge shout out actually to Jesus Flores. I remember when Jesus Flores came into the league, and you would go up to Jesus Flores, you'd talk to him, say, "Hey, Jesus," and the conversation, at least for me, because I'm not I can't speak Spanish very well. I would try. I try, but I'm not very good at it. But he did not know a lick of English. I didn't know a lick of Spanish. But today I was down by the locker room, and for the past few years that I gotten to know him, unbelievable how he made the effort to learn the language and just get it down pat. I was like, whoa, Jesus Flores, what's going on? And we were having a great time. So that's something, though, that a leader also does. When you're in a new environment, you adapt to your surroundings, and it just shows how Jesus Flores cares about the organization, cares about the fans, cares about the connections, and his future in MASL and beyond.
And definitely that's a good example of a man who's leading by example, because the players coming up can see that leadership, and they can be inspired by it.
It's like we just had Sandoval here, and he was talking Spanish with us, and you were doing a little bit of translation, but that's something like a veteran in the indoor game, a Jesus Flores. Even though Sandoval, let's face it, he's a great player in the outdoor game, but this is now a new aspect of soccer, and if Jesus Flores takes him under his wing, that's just something that everyone enjoys, and it's a great story as well.
Oh yeah, and it's a great experience, a new experience, and every player wants to be challenged, and this is definitely a challenge. The game's much quicker, the footwork has to be there, and it's a great experience for them, not just to grow as people, but to grow as players.
Yes. Now back to the action with 4:42 to go. We have a timeout. As I say, let's go back to the action. 4-3, your Chicago Mustangs are up. I mean, your Chicago Mustangs, if you're Mustangs fans, your Cedar Rapids are down 4-3 if you're a Cedar Rapids Rampage fan. But, I'm probably going to get, people are probably going to get upset that are listening to us tonight that I keep bringing this up. But once again, this crowd that we have on hand, I can't stop talking about it because I said numbers don't lie. And when you see 339, 340 average all the way to over 2,500 average in 4 or 5 short years, and to see about 3,000 people here tonight, unbelievable.
And it's growing, and you see the kids, they have their little soccer uniforms on. They're very connected to the players. They're very connected to the game. You see them down there on the corner jumping. They're waving. And what a better time to spend a Saturday night with your children watching a sport that the whole family loves and still having access to these great players.
And to make it even better after the game, for these little kids out here wearing their soccer jerseys, yelling, screaming, making a lot of noise, these players will take 5-10 minutes to talk to you, to sign an autograph, to take a picture. I know when I was younger coming to these games, I had relationships with players from other teams. I would get goalie gloves from these guys. They would sign them. I still have soccer balls from Philadelphia Kicks, all the Baltimore Blast. It's just so great to see how these guys, they really don't make it about themselves. They like to make it about the fans and growing the game, and it just speaks volumes.
And what they're also doing is they're creating memories for these kids. They're creating those special moments that when these kids grow up, they'll remember. They'll look back on it and they'll remember, and hopefully pass it on to their own children.
And hopefully when they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they bring their children out here, and we'll have by that time, with the way these numbers are growing, we'll have a sold-out Sears Center out here.
I'll be in a walking cane by then, but I'm definitely going to be here.
Hey, as long as you got the voice to announce, I'm pretty sure we'll have you on the air. Hopefully we'll both be around by that time. Now back to the action. The Mustangs up 4-3 with 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Cedar Rapids trying to build a comeback as they were down 2 goals here in the second half early, but now they've cut the deficit to 1. Jesus Flores with Wheelo Martinez, leaving it off for Bond. Bond at the yellow line, trying to get it to Wheelo. Wheelo gets it off the deflection. Martinez playing it all the way back to Jesus Flores. Flores now to Pichardo. Pichardo playing it down to Bond. Bond can't corral that one in the corner. And here come the Rampage. Pichard playing it down to Hoffman. That's a shot and a goal right there by Angel Ruiz on assist by Huffman. Derek Huffman, who hasn't had that much time in this game, he gets an assist on his first shift of the game as well. And Ruiz putting it in the back of the net. And I'm starting to see a familiar theme here, Norman. They're beating Jesus Flores to his right side every single goal here. And that's a theme where they got to start stopping that. It's from the far side on the right-hand side. And the defense has got to start compensating over there. And I think Armando Gamboa is going to make those adjustments.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, the last goal was placed in the same exact spot. Obviously,
Back heel.
Flores not happy with that.
Oh, nice little back heel by Pee Wee Ortega to Taylor Bond, then Taylor Bond giving it to Mijatovic, who just jumped in the play but couldn't bury that one. Stefan Mijatovic, by the way, looks a lot more comfortable out there than he did in the first half. Limiting mistakes, playing a simpler game.
And that's what he needs to stick with, you know, just play this simple game, get this game under your belt, you know, learn from it, and, you know, you definitely develop into a great player. Not that he's not a good player, but there's always room for growth for anybody.
Ortega. Well, you just said it there, Norman. He's a good player, but you know all good players aspire to be great players. So, and great players aspire to be exceptional players. So there's always room for growth in any sport, in any game. Now, Sandoval playing it to Everton. Everton going to Kelly. Kelly takes a shot. He misses near side. Ephraim Beard clears it to midfield. Now there's a battle by Taylor Bond that he could not win. We have a player down in the corner. It looks like it might be Miguel Vaca, and it is Miguel Vaca. Now that we look at our monitors, we see Miguel Vaca is down. Looks like he's clutching his upper ankle or knee. Or it looks like it's behind his knee there.
Yeah, his left leg.
Great shot by our crew here to see where we're looking at here on the injury.
He looks like he's in a lot of pain there.
Yeah, like I said, that's a great shot by our crew right there. You could see the expression on Vaca's face. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, it looked like it might have been on that little step there, or he got caught. It's hard to tell if it was on that initial landing on the step, or if it was he got caught on that back leg there.
I think it was a twist. I think he landed. I think he twisted his left ankle.
Yeah,
well, he's walking off, which is a good thing. A little slow, but he's up.
There's good sportsmanship there by Gordy Gerson as Vaca comes off the field, giving him a little tap on the tap on the back and a hug. And there's Peter Graham. Peter Graham and Freddie Koba right there. Those are two Chicago soccer legends as well. Peter Graham, I don't think, has missed an indoor soccer game since 2004. And Freddie Koba, who's a long time, if there was Captain Chaos, I guess he was assistant captain or assistant general of the Chaos crew. And there's a shot by Cedar Rapids to take the lead, and this stadium is stunned except for the few fans here from Cedar Rapids on a quick restart. Bobby Hurwitz completely
surprised.
You know
Flores.
what? That was a surprise shot right there. Jesus Flores caught a little flat-footed. He wasn't expecting the volley here, and boom, the volley goes through. And 5-4, Cedar Rapids takes all momentum in this game. Unbelievable. We were just talking about it earlier in this third quarter. There is a lot of time and 2 goals in indoor soccer. It's not like outdoor soccer where 2 goals is going to pretty much give you the win. Here, a different story.
Big difference, and now the Mustangs are definitely pressured to tie this game and possibly win it. But there's still a lot of time left, but that was a goal that just surprised and stun the team.
Something that I've really noticed here for the Mustangs, not a lot of possession in the offensive zone this quarter. Something that's going to have to change quickly. And I'm just looking at Armando Gamboa right now, and he's not even getting mad or anything. He's just contemplating in his head, what game plan am I going to put out there for the fourth quarter? Now Everton with the ball at his feet, going to give it to Sandoval. You know Sandoval and Everton would just love to steal a win here in the Sears Center. You know, it's all before the game, it's a hug to your former teammates as this ball by Beasley is centered and cleared out. But it's all about saying hi to your former teammates, saying, hey, it's great to be back. But at the end of the day, it's about spoiling the homecoming.
Yep. Now getting in there and helping your team win. And again, we had talked about Beasley, and that's Damascus Beasley's brother who plays for Cedar Rapids. So we see that famous name here in Chicago.
Yeah, Jamar Beasley not getting a lot of time tonight. Hasn't had to been used yet that much for Cedar Rapids. And like you said, DeMarcus Beasley's brother. So you know there's a lot of talent in the Beasley family already. So we go to the fourth quarter. Your Mustangs. Oh yeah, there you go. Once again, since it's our home broadcast, I can say our Mustangs. All right, it's our Mustangs down 5-4. We'll be right back.
I'm Bobby Luncharn from the Chicago Mustangs, the general manager. Go to our website, ChicagoMustangsPro.com, and you can order a shirt in any color with your logo from your foundation. And we'll be donating some of those proceeds back to your community. Thank you for following us at ChicagoMustangsPro.com and like us on Facebook.
And we're back at the Sears Center getting ready for the fourth quarter. So I have to ask Norman, we didn't have opportunity to say the keys of the game for the second half, but what are your keys for both teams in the fourth quarter?
Well, obviously Cedar Rapids wants to maintain that goal lead and possibly, score more. So they have to be very tough on defense. They have to...
We have some fans here with some signs.
I love Joshua.
That's Sarah here.
Y si le voy al Willow. They're obviously Willow fans.
Sorry, we got interrupted by our crew to point that out, but keep going with your keys.
Yeah, definitely Cedar Rapids, they have a one-goal advantage, and in soccer that could change at every moment, so they definitely have to focus a little bit on defense because they want to protect that goal and see if they can, surprise the Mustangs with a couple in the net too, because they've had a few goals where they definitely surprised the Mustangs. Mustangs got to, step it up a little bit more on offense, and on defense, covering those small areas, making it difficult for Cedar Rapids to advance the ball because they're a very quick team. So we have Mr. Bond, 007 up front.
Well, he had a great start to the game, no question about it. But since then, he has been a little quiet. So I'm looking for some fireworks from Taylor Bond right here in the fourth quarter. Maybe one, possibly two goals here. Game-winning goal, my prediction is Taylor Bond.
All right. And we have two strong strikers here, Willow and Taylor Bond.
Willow now.
Obviously, Chicago looking to control the game a little bit more.
Yeah, this is something different now. We saw this a little bit last year when the Mustangs would get down. They would try to get away from the long passes and the fast attack offense. They were kind of waiting behind and just playing the possession game, just like Cedar Rapids was earlier in this game.
And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to pull out the defense a little bit. Making them come to them.
Yeah, put them to sleep a little bit. Taylor Bond giving it to Camarena. Gonna give it to Pichardo to Bond. Bond plays it all the way back to Jesus Flores and changes. Camarena with Flores. Flores gonna give it back to Pichardo. Pichardo looking at options, thought Flores was the best option. Now Flores gonna take a shot pass. A nice play by Petrick to get that ball to the side there of the boards. Now the ball bouncing around, and oh man. Here.
Got Patrick Kelly down.
Yeah, Patrick Kelly
he got
down.
a little roughed up.
As we see Patrick Kelly getting up and words being exchanged right there.
Well, he's walking it off. I think he's going to go on the bench. I think he's going to step out a little bit and recover on the bench.
So here we go, 13:35. Still a decent amount of time here for the Mustangs to make a bit of a comeback. Vaca. Mijatovic gets called for the foul, and now this is where I'm going to have a problem because this is ticky-tack fouls now. The whole game, we've had a solid officiated game, and now we're calling every bump. We got to let... Now there's another little...
I think they were...
maybe a little bit of a makeup call there, I'm guessing. I don't know. But Gordy Gerson's not happy about it.
Well, was that, did they caution the players, or I'm not sure what happened?
That's why I'm saying I don't know what the whistle was for. It seemed like we were ready to play. But you know what? If they're going to call the ticky-tack fouls, as long as it's going both ways, there's no problem. Keep it even at least. Keep it even.
Crowd seems to be getting into it now.
Yeah, now they're trying to rise up with their Mustangs here. Give them a little bit of energy with Jesus Flores with the ball at his feet now again. Ephraim Beard giving it to Flores. Flores to Beard. Beard to no one really, and Bond has to jump all the way back. Oh, and there's a turnover, a bad turnover by the Mustangs, but an opportunity for the Rampage, and a good play by Taylor Bond to get on the back check.
Yeah, I think there was a little miscommunication there. That almost created an opportunity for Cedar Rapids to score. Obviously, Cedar Rapids is trying to create some sort of situation so that they can bring this score up one more goal.
So now we wait for this corner kick here. Cedar Rapids gets set. Oh, and a great save by Jesus Flores. Oh, and again, a bad bounce for the Mustangs. Gordy Gerson trying to center it. Can't. A good play by Mijatovic, and Gerson gets called for the foul. Quick restart by the Mustangs. And that, by the way, that was Pablo da Silva who took that shot. That was a great save by Jesus Flores. And here comes Vaca. Vaca, one-on-one with his defender. And a good play by, I believe that was Santos, who's been all over tonight, playing nice defensive plays. Now Rojas shoots, and he misses near side as well. The Rojas has been close a couple times tonight, just hasn't had the opportunity to bury it in the back of the net. Now Alexis Camarena with the left foot, and he puts it over the boards.
Yeah, it looks like the Mustangs are trying to step up that offense. They need to step up the offense. They had a little lapse on defense that, could have cost them dearly.
Greenfield back on the field for the Mustangs. Mustangs trying everything they can do to tie this game up. Now Pichardo coming in with the head of steam at the yellow line. Will he take a shot? He'll play it off the boards instead. And Cedar Rapids getting a lot of one and done from the Mustangs, which is not a good sign here in the fourth quarter. No real sustained pressure where you want to, if you get a shot, at least try to get that rebound, and that's just not happening right now for the Mustangs. Centering pass that gets headed away. Still in the offensive zone, a good passing play right there, and another goal by Cedar Rapids, and they are connecting on every opportunity. And can you believe this? The unsung hero tonight has to be Derek Huffman. Derek Huffman hasn't been on the field that much at all for Cedar Rapids, and he has 2 assists in 2 of the biggest goals for the Rampage, and they bring their lead up to 2 again with 11:42 to go.
Yeah, it seems like the Mustangs are losing a little concentration here. They need to get back in their game. We still have a lot of soccer to play. Cedar Rapids, with a lot of quick passes, have been able to score 2 goals.
Ball now at midfield with Everton. It could be a 2-on-1 if Everton hurries. He doesn't. Oh man, oh man. The back official calls that, but the official that's right across the field, that's in a closer position to make that call, in a better position to make that call, he didn't blow the whistle. He was fine with the play.
He tripped on. Nobody touched him. He tripped. He just tripped on his own. But it is what it is. Mustangs back on defense.
What would be my suggestion is what I'd like to see implemented in the league is how they have the earpieces, so the refs can talk to each other, because on that it's difficult when the ref is on the far side but closer to the play and lets the play go, and then when the ref on the back side can't really see that play very well from Wheelo's perspective, and he calls it. That's something that they can talk to back and forth on the instant communication. But that's an argument for another day. We have 11:05 in the game that we'll keep up with.
But that's definitely a great suggestion you just pointed out.
I was working a IHSA sectional game, and the refs, the ref and the 2 line refs, all 3 of them had the technology to do that. So it would be nice to see if the MASL implements that at some point. And here's an open net and a goal. Taylor Bond takes it away from Petrick, and back within 1 goal are the Mustangs, and Cedar Rapids is not happy at all. Gordy Gerson is up in the near side referee's face. You know what? I get why I definitely get why Cedar Rapids is complaining about the call, but see, on the backside it looked like there could have been a foul, but on the near side ref, he didn't. If I was down where that referee was positioned, that looked like a fine play right there by Taylor Bond. That's just a dangerous play on the goalie's part. I would be more mad at my goalie for doing something like that than looking for a foul. And now we have a blue card. Gordy Gerson goes down.
I think the game's getting a little rough. I see these guys kind of pushing each other a little bit around. Obviously, Cedar Rapids did not like that call. Goal. They felt that the goalie was tripped up from behind.
Here's the foul now. We'll get a replay of it. Oh, Gordy Gerson. I know we give out a lot of Oscar awards during the year, but Gordy Gerson is holding his head after not even hitting his head on the boards.
A little taste of the outdoor game, right?
A little bit. But you know what? I love Gordy Gerson. He took time out of his schedule to come up here and talk with us last year. So I got nothing but respect for Gordy Gerson. But next time I do talk to him, I am going to give him the Oscar for the best fake head injury that we'll have maybe all year.
Maybe we should have a category from now on: fake injury of the week.
Fake injury of the week. Here comes Santos now for a Rampage, and that's a turnover. Pee Wee Ortega has it. Will he go and attack? Oh, nice play by Everton, but good backup here, and the Mustangs restart as Rojas could not get the ball upfield. Mustangs need a goal in the worst way as they're down one. Still a long way to go here. Ortega gets the ball taken away by Everton. Everton, cool, calm, and collected. De Silva marching up the field at midfield. He's going to give it to Santos. Santos having a huge game for the Rampage. De Silva going to leave it off for Everton. Everton with a shot. Didn't get everything he wanted on it, and that was blocked away. A handball by Gerson, and Gordy Gerson looks like he's okay after hitting his head on the boards.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. We've witnessed a miracle.
It's the Sears Center. There's something about this place. When you go down, it heals you right away.
But obviously, Cedar Rapids still putting a little pressure on the Mustangs. They want to protect that.
For Cedar Rapids, they can't blow this opportunity. They're on the power play, and to put this game up by 2, that's just huge confidence for this team. Oh, wow, and a shot that just hit the corner crossbar. Ephraim Beard taking the ball away from Everton. He's got to get it out. Willie. Oh, no, they don't get it out. And, oh, man, this is going to be difficult here for the Mustangs. Oh, and a good play right there to slow it up by Mijatovic with a nice little play to slow it down earlier. And now a foul by Cedar Rapids. And Mustangs will get the ball. But Ephraim Beard, he's a veteran player. He should know better. You got to dump that ball when you have an opportunity. Don't handle it in the defensive end.
Yep. Very dangerous.
Up to Beard. Now Bond. Bond tugging away at Tony Walls was Taylor Bond.
Somebody's going to get a card here.
No, the refs thought differently. Now Santos. Santos, once again, like I was saying, has had a great game, and that's Kelly right there who misses near side. Ruiz. Angel Ruiz. Passing it off to Santos, back to Ruiz. Ruiz with a little bit of room. Had an opportunity for a shot, elected not to take it, now tries to center it to Walls, but Walls couldn't jump that high. Now a foul on Ephraim Beard and a quick restart that is whistled back by the referees.
It seems like the players are using their bodies a little bit more.
Well, it's crunch time now.
It's crunch.
So,
yeah, Mustangs are definitely under pressure to tie up this score at least. And Cedar Rapids is definitely wants to at least maintain this lead or add on to it.
oh, it's a dangerous play, and Pichardo with a nice play to tip that ball out of danger. Now, here comes Bond, and Bond gets the ball stripped away. We are back to 5-on-5 soccer. Camarena. Rojas back to Camarena, and Rojas trying to win the ball, but they don't, and Cedar Rapids winning the battles now. They are feeling confident with 7:20 to go.
And this would be something that they would definitely want is to walk away with a win in Chicago.
You know, Cedar Rapids probably having one of the toughest schedules to start the season off, to play Kansas City, formerly known as the Missouri Comets, to play Kansas City Comets and then come to Chicago. Two top teams right off the bat. If you can go 2-0 winning against those two teams, unbelievable. But the Mustangs want to change the storyline. There's a shot by Beard, and there's the ball. Oh, what a goal! Unbelievable effort from both sides, but it's a goal for the Mustangs. As well, the Rojas tying it up with 6:55 to go.
Game on. We got a new ball game on our hands. Got less than 7 minutes to go, and it's tied 6-6.
What
Great
an
goal.
effort, though, by Cedar Rapids. It looks like Sandoval was down. Yeah, it was Sandoval on the goal line doing everything he could to keep that ball out. Just not enough.
The flags are being waved. The drums are beating drums. Crowds back into it. It's a new ball game. Looks like both teams have taken a break to regroup a little bit, talk strategy, because now it's crunch time for both of them.
Now the Mustangs fans getting riled up with the new cheer squad. That's a new addition to the Mustangs.
It's a nice touch. One thing about Cedar Rapids, their last win against the Comets, which was 5-3, and the Comets were Central Division champions last year. So that was definitely a big win for them.
The Comets have been one of the powerhouses of the MASL for a while now. They had that championship season not that long ago. But you know what? The Mustangs didn't have a championship season that long ago either.
No.
We just have to look right back to 2013, 2014, where they not only won the Ron Newman Cup in the PASL, they also won the U.S. Open Cup. So, you know, Coach Gamboa is trying to get his boys back, you know, on that championship level. But it starts with game one.
Starts with game one.
Cedar Rapids now trying to do whatever they can. Gordy Gerson gets the ball taken away. Here comes Bond. Bond stops, turns, goes to the outside, takes a shot with the left foot, gets blocked away. Now, Wilo Martinez at midfield, giving it to Pichardo. Pichardo down to Bond. Bond going to the outside, gets tripped up by Sandoval. And there's a blue card. A blue card on Sandoval, and this right here can change the game.
Bond is still down.
Now look at Everton and Gerson going back and forth with each other. They're both upset.
let's just hope that the game doesn't get out of hand, because neither team needs this right now. But it was a rough tackle, in my opinion.
Here's a good shot by our crew. Oh, yeah. Came across, got the knee first. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
So we have Wheelo with Ortega. Vaca passing down to Camarena. Camarena wins it. Oh, centers it and couldn't find Rojas. Ortega with the Wheelo. Ortega. Vaca with the back heel. Trying to find Camarena. Excuse me. That was Rojas in the far corner. Mustangs trying to put some pressure on here, trying to capitalize on this power play. Could be the best chance of the game to take the lead back for the Mustangs. Vaca trying to win the ball, but a nice job by Cedar Rapids. Oh, and that was almost a miscue. Cedar Rapids just almost scored in their own net. Everton getting pushed. Oh, and how about that? Oh, it's getting rough now. And here we go. Oh, that should be a card. That should be a card on Everton. There should be a card, and there is a card on Everton. There should be at least a yellow coming out. Not only a blue card, but a yellow.
So a lot of slapping going on both ends.
Now, that's a tough foul. That is a tough foul right there. Everton gets back up, and that's remember, those are former teammates going at each other right there. So here you go. You see Everton. He bumps into Ortega.
And before that play, you can see them kind of pushing and slapping each other a little bit.
And here it is.
I think that was the culmination of the play with that.
And there's the swipe right there. That should, that's either a yellow and I'm going to be honest with you, Norman. That could have been a red card on Everton, because something like that's not just a little tap. That he actually, here, if you let it roll, you'll see he bumps into him, and that's a good swipe right there at him. And usually in soccer, you're getting a red card for something like that.
And they're still going at it in the box. You see them?
Yeah.
They were kind of saying something to each other. But they need to, kind of calm down, just play the game. We don't need people getting hurt. We don't need anybody getting
you know what?
more cards.
I'm glad they didn't show the red card, though, because Everton has been playing lights out tonight, putting everything on the field.
Yeah.
And with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left, he should have an opportunity to get back on that field, because he's been playing so well. Maybe cooler heads will prevail, and that's what this trip to the box will hopefully, will get these guys to cool down a little bit.
Yeah, have them think a little bit and just play the game. There's less than 5 minutes left, and each team needs a goal.
Now here's a picture you'd like to get autographed, huh? Everton, Sandoval, and Ortega all in the box. All former teammates not too long ago. Now Taylor Bond taking a shot, misses near side. Bond again with the ball at his feet. The ball gets taken away. It's 4-on-3. Mustangs have the advantage with 4:20 to go. Vaca to Martinez. Martinez, Wheelo to the inside, tries to get around Santos, can't. This is a dangerous spot. Camarena now has to get the ball away. He gets pushed down. Sandoval gets down, and Sandoval not happy with Camarena, And how about this? Public enemy number 1 and number 2, Everton and Sandoval. Who would have thought? The relationships over the years that these teams have, or these two players have built with the Mustangs and the organization, all of a sudden gone like that.
Just think of the intensity they're both feeling on the field right now for them to go south like that.
But you know what? If you're a Cedar Rapids player, you have to respect that so much that just not too long ago, these two players were wearing the black and red and have such great relationships with these players on the Mustangs. But to stand up for their teammates, to show their true colors, that is very encouraging if you're a Rampage fan. Beard got held up, no call. Sandoval playing it back, and now they're just going to take some time. 5-on-4 now. Excuse me, it's still 4-on-4. Now Wheelo with the great turnover. Wheelo. Oh, nice play by Sandoval. And now Ortega out of the box. Ortega shoots it. Oh, and a great save by Petrick. Petrick saves this game for Cedar Rapids with 3 minutes to go. Now it's getting chippy again. Ortega and Everton.
There's a great opportunity for Chicago right now. See if they can put it behind the net. Surprise goalie Petricek, but that was a great save by Petricek.
That was unbelievable. Now Ortega gonna take his time out again.
Well, this game is getting hot. Game is getting hot. 6-6, under 3 minutes left. And Chicago has a great opportunity here. See if they can pull one more goal.
It's crazy to think that Everton and that Yosio Sandoval, all teammates at one point. And honestly, if you told me those two played with these Mustang players, I'd say you're crazy. They cannot stand those other guys.
They're ready to mix it up tonight. It's very surprising, and not in a good way.
Could be the entertainment value, though, too, that brings some of these folks back, the chippiness of indoor soccer. A shout out to everyone that's watching. It's great to have everyone share their Saturday night with us here in the Sears Center. You have been treated to a great game and a great production by Olin Technology Media. I know Tico's over there doing his thing. I know you're usually over there, Norman, as well, so this is something a little new for you. The English viewers are getting a little taste of Norman. Norman, you will be with us through the season. Maybe not as much to this capacity as the whole game, next game out, but hey, if it is, I'd love to have you over here.
Oh, well, I'm definitely looking forward to the full season and sharing the microphone with you. I'm having a great time, and it's a great game, so definitely we're going to finish off. We're starting the season together. We're going to finish it together.
Here's the start of the free kick. A shot, and it gets blocked away as Bond takes that shot. Now Ortega gonna dump it down into the corner. Vaca trying to post up against Greenfield. Vaca passes it to Bond. Ball is still a 50-50 ball. Now Ortega has it at his feet. Vaca now with a turn, turns back, finds Ortega. Ortega shoots, and he shoots well wide of the net. Everton dumping it down. Ortega heads it back to Wheelo. Bond now at the yellow line. Taylor Bond playing it back to Ortega. Ortega looking at his options. Now you got Wheelo. Wheelo at the yellow line. Wheelo playing it down to Bond. Bond to Vaca. Vaca gets his shot blocked to the side. Tony Walls making his way
Both
making
teams
his
under
way
the gun
down
right
field. Now Beard, Ephraim Beard to Pee Wee Ortega. Ortega now. Mijatovic has the ball at his feet. He turns it over, and Wall's going to take a shot down net to the net, and Jesus Flores pounces on it. Ephraim Beard bringing it upfield towards midfield. He has Wheelo, and that pass to no one except to Cedar Rapids. Now Ruiz. Ruiz battling. Oh, and the elbow gets up high on Ephraim Beard. Play continues. Watch out now because Derek Huffman is on the field for Cedar Rapids. Every time he's been on the field tonight, they have scored a goal. And he's assisted on both of them. Ball dumped out. Sandoval. Sandoval gets knocked down to the ground. No call. He's looking at the officials saying, hey, don't forget about me. Greenfield with Sandoval. Sandoval. Greenfield. Ruiz. Ruiz looking at options. He waits. He's going to give it to Greenfield. Now Ruiz. Ruiz. Greenfield. Greenfield looks up. Takes a shot. Saved by Flores. Ball still in the offensive zone for Cedar Rapids. 50-50 ball, no call. Ruiz. With De Silva. De Silva dumps it down. Huffman again with the ball at his feet. Leaves it for Sandoval. Sandoval gets his shot blocked. 18 seconds left. Here comes Ruiz. Ruiz keeping the ball. Takes down Wheelo Martinez. And a free kick to the Mustangs.
Only a few seconds from this game ending. Mustangs have the ball. Last couple of seconds.
Oh man, we could have been going home singing Sweet Home Chicago. But Camarena once again, right place, right time, but he hits the crossbar and we go to overtime. Norman, what do you think?
That would have been a great ending with an exclamation point as the clock ticks down and just putting it in the left-hand corner, but it just missed it by inches. But it was a great effort by Chicago. Actually, it's a great effort by both teams. They tried to, they left it all on the field, and now we're in the overtime. It's been a hard-fought game for the entire game. It's been hard-fought for both teams. Chicago coming back.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Norman. I feel that this game right here, right now, is going to end very quickly. Someone's going to score a goal within the first 5 minutes of this sudden death. It's going to happen fast. This is not going to take 10, 15 minutes. This is going to be a quick game. You know someone's going to want to strike, and it's going to be on a counterattack. I feel like it's going to be some type of turnover. It's going to be a 3-on-1, and someone's going to bury it.
Well, these guys are coming on the field and say, let's just get this ball in the net. Let's go home, call it a day. And I think both teams are going to come out with that attitude right now.
The fans are loving this. They're getting extra soccer.
Oh, they're having a great time on a Saturday night. Great time on a Saturday night. Two great teams today.
See, and people wanted to stay home and listen to us talk. Listen to two goofs right here talking about soccer when they could have been sitting right here in the Sears Center with the excitement. It's next time, do not miss the game. That's what we're saying.
You got to live the experience. You got to live the experience.
I will say this, though. We are two good-looking goofs.
For radio, definitely.
Yes. Yes. Now, Gordy Gerson starting it up. And Douglas Dos Santos getting the start in overtime. Here we go.
Yeah,
Let's
we
see if
haven't
they
seen
go
much
quick.
of them.
Not at
tonight.
all. Dos Santos, Ortega to Camarena playing it up. And you got to be careful here on the transition like I was telling you about. It could be quick.
So I got a question, Nick, for those people that are listening. Would this be a golden goal situation? Whoever scores first
This is
wins.
sudden death. This is a sudden death overtime period. So one goal will take this game and give the W to either Cedar Rapids or the Chicago Mustangs.
Which makes it even more of a pressure cooker in here.
Exactly. One mistake and this game's over. As Norman steps away for a quick second, we're getting ready to start this overtime period up again. And this is a dangerous spot right here for the Mustangs. This would be a big stop if they can keep this ball out of the net. Everton shoots, and he just, wow, did Everton just miss as he looks up to the heavens. Everton, that's a handball, not called, but it's okay. Play continues. Now the ball into Jesus Flores' hands. Flores plays it down, finds Vaca. Vaca to Rojas. Vaca overlapping run, and oh, here we go. This is a transition game right now. Here comes Gerson. Gerson to the outside. Gerson gets taken down to the ground, no call. Here comes Camarena. Camarena with a far pass all the way to Rojas. Rojas, who already has scored the game-tying goal. Can't get it to Vaca. Petrick. Down. Is that Tony Walls? It is Tony Walls. Tony Walls playing it back to Greenfield. Greenfield looking at his options. Greenfield going to give it to Ruiz. Angel Ruiz trying to get around Mijatovic and does. Ruiz continues. Walls getting double teamed in the corner. And Stefan Mijatovic with the ball. Getting pushed off by the smaller player right there, Hurwitz. Ruiz. Centering. Oh, this could be the game. No, it's not. Jesus Flores coming up huge for the Mustangs. And Tony Walls once again trying to get under the skin of the Mustangs players.
Trying to get under the skin. Each team is pressuring each other right now, trying to, catch each other off balance right now, because this is a golden goal situation. One of the things that both teams have to keep in mind is you can't get too rough, because if they send one of your guys out, that could be the game.
A power play situation here would be killer.
So they got to keep that adrenaline and that temper focused in the right space. It's a great opportunity for the Mustangs to end this.
Pee-wee Ortega, Miguel Vaca, Willow Martinez, Taylor Bond, and it looks like Edwin Rojas out there for the Mustangs. A shot, and Petrick, another save to get a corner kick. Taylor Bond on the far side. Will they try to chip it up to him for a header? We'll have to wait and see. Vaca leaves it for Martinez. Martinez misses near side on the glass, but Bond gets to the ball just in time. Bond to the middle. He's going to play it off to Pee-wee, who plays it to Miguel Vaca. Miguel Vaca looking for options. He finds Willow Martinez. Pee-wee Ortega down to Bond. Sandoval with a nice defensive play, but the ball is still with the Mustangs.
Mustangs have Cedar Rapids against the ropes right now. Cedar Rapids has not been able to develop really an offense in the last few minutes.
So, once again, Petrick going to give it to Santos.
I think about 4 guys came in for Cedar Rapids.
Pee-wee leaves it for Jesus Flores. Flores going all the way down to Rojas. Rojas is going to leave it for Wheelo. Wheelo in a fight here with Petrick. And while Petrick gamble pays off, the battle continues. Now Dos Santos. Flores. Ortega to Wheelo. Rojas centering it. There it is for Dos Santos. But he can't put it in. Pichard.
Great opportunity for the Mustangs.
Pichard just had a little bit of a heart attack when he couldn't clear that and saw Dos Santos out of his peripheral vision.
Great effort.
Kelly. All the way down to and Huffman again to Kelly. Kelly rips it. It gets deflected away.
I think he was trying to just kind of sneak it in there.
Yeah, he was trying to thread the needle. But now a restart on top of the arc for Cedar Rapids.
So very dangerous.
Oh, that was a quick free kick. Everton. Oh, man. Jesus Flores again. Wow. Mijatovic up to Vaca. Vaca. Nice little zigzag around. Vaca. Pichardo. Pichardo again. Waits, looks, finds Mijatovic. Who's going to be the hero in tonight's game is the question, and from what team will they be coming from?
Flores is down. Missed, I don't know what exactly happened to him.
It was behind the play. I was watching the ball go out of bounds.
Wouldn't be a good thing if he wasn't able to continue playing.
Yeah, that
he's
would
up.
be difficult. If that's probably one loss that the Mustangs could not suffer through is a Jesus Flores loss. He's that important to this team.
Crucial. He's had so many good saves tonight.
Now the ball sent down. Mijatovic. Here's Pee-wee Ortega. Ortega gets around the defender. Bond. He's out there. Will Bond win it? Oh, man, again. Pichard. Petrick, I'm sorry. His gamble pays off. And oh! Are you kidding me? Is that the save of the game? I would say yes.
That goes to the highlight reels.
Wow.
Incredible save.
That ball was behind him. Here's a great shot from our crew. Look at the ball was behind Petrick, and he seemed to get his fingertips on it.
That goes to the highlight reels.
Oh, man.
Well, this has been an exciting game so far.
Opening, we're lucky it's only opening night. It should get better and better from here.
Gets better and better from here.
And you know what? A lot of people will, this is our home broadcast, so of course we're going to talk about our home team more than the away team. But I want to give credit to both sides tonight. This has just been a hard-fought game. Both Cedar Rapids Rampage and Chicago Mustangs have put on a great show here tonight. Now
Vaca. Bang for your
Vaca to Wheelo shoots, he scores! That's the game. It's finished. 7-6. Your Mustangs take it on the home opener. Wow! And who else? Wheelo Martinez capturing the hat trick from his great friend, maybe his best friend, Miguel Vaca.
Beautiful shot by Willow. A lot of power behind that. 3 goals for tonight, if I'm not mistaken, right?
3 goals, the hat trick. And oh, wow.
Just completely beats the goalie.
Tony Walls just a step behind right there. And a tip of the cap to both teams out there. Cedar Rapids still have yet to beat our Chicago Mustangs. And I don't mean to pour salt in the wound right now to the Cedar Rapids fans, but hey, the truth is the truth. Your Mustangs are 1-0 and 4-0 all time against Cedar Rapids Rampage.
Excellent. It's a monkey they can't get off their back. But let me bring something up. Willow scored the goal right before the halftime, scored the goal right after the halftime, and scored the winning goal in the overtime.
That's a great point. It's fair to say that he is the player of the game. We would like to thank everyone who joined us tonight here inside the Sears Center and at home. Before I sign off, there's a Cubs fan with the White Sox hat and the W, which I find kind of ironic. But anyways, as I was saying, thanks for joining us tonight here inside the Sears Center. We hope to see you come out and Pee Wee Ortega and Everton making up now, hugging. But thank you for tuning in tonight. The season has just begun. We can't wait to have you watch us again. We would like to see you here in the Sears Center. The Mustangs would like to see you here in the Sears Center. But thank you for tuning in. Your Mustangs win 7-6. For Norman and Nick, you have a great night and enjoy your Sunday and Monday and the next week and the week after that. Until next time, Mustang Soccer thanks you.
I'm Bobby Luncharn from the Chicago Mustangs, the general manager. Go to our website, ChicagoMustangsPro.com, and you can order a shirt in any color with your logo from your foundation. And we'll be donating some of those proceeds back to your community. Thank you for following us at ChicagoMustangsPro.com and like us on Facebook.